Right, a very warm welcome. We're in Cape Town today, and what you can see behind me is Table Mountain, and it's a beautiful day in Cape Town today. And this is the day after the budget speech was presented by Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan, and lots of reaction, and mostly positive. Some saying that he held back a little bit, I guess, but I think he says it was a responsible budget given the climate that we're in now at the moment. Let's get some more reaction from various quarters. And right now I'm joined by civil society convener Nkosikhulule Nyembezi, anti-corruption campaigner as well. Your thoughts about this budget, your first reactions?
Oh, it's a welcome budget indeed, because when you look down the road, coming since 2009 and before on the election promises of this government, the commitment on preservation of social grants is an important step in this dire economy, because we understand that there are lots of households and individuals who cannot look after themselves, and to see that government is committed to providing social grants is quite an important step.
The big sort of highlights for you, positive things that are really going to make a difference for the ordinary man in the street?
Yes, indeed. The fact that now you can draw a UIF for 365 days is also a welcome move, because we know that those who are retrenched and lose their jobs, it takes longer to get back to the job market. And insofar as we can be able to draw from UIF, it's quite a welcome move, coupled with commitment by government to ensure that employers indeed they do contribute to UIF, because what we have seen in some vulnerable sectors of the economy, like security, like farming, is that the employers do not comply and they don't contribute. So when workers lose their jobs and they want to claim, you find that your name is not there.
I know that anti-corruption is also another one of the big things that you're focused on. For this kind of budget to work, everybody has to work together, and corruption is something that needs to be fought. And he actually did talk about it a little bit.
Yes, we hope that the measures to fight corruption will be augmented, because in as much as we have seen the efficiency of the toll-free numbers where people can report incidences of corruption, what we're still lacking as a gap is the ability to investigate those complaints so that there can be prosecution and convictions. We would like to see more of those who have been prosecuted and convicted being put on that blacklist and not just be redeployed in different government departments, but they must be taken off the list. What is concerning so far about corruption is that government uses taxpayers' money to issue tenders so that they can deliver services, and insofar as that intersection between government and how it spends money and the private sector, we want to ensure that the tenders are not rigged, there's no artificial collusion, and the members of the public must continue to be vigilant to ensure that at least we fight corruption.
Are there any areas where you think that he might have been able to do more?
Oh yes, indeed. I think we could have moved more in terms of the issue of the comprehensive social security. We see, for example, that in the family of social grants, the disability grant has not grown substantially over the years, despite the fact that a lot of people get disabled either because of sickness, chronic illnesses, or either because of road accidents, and that budget spend line is very restricted. We would have also expected more spending in terms of early childhood development, because those educare centers, we still find that it is NGOs, the private sector, that must initiate the educare centers before they can be registered with government and access the subsidy. And that puts a strain on the NGOs because we have got this dire economic need. However, we hope that going forward, because now there's a talk about introduction of 2 years of schooling before grade 1, that more of that will be done when the new administration comes into power.
Right. So by and large, you're quite happy with the budget and the speech and the plans that have been laid for us?
Yes, indeed, especially also because there was specific mention on money that is going to be spent at a municipal level to improve infrastructure. For the first time, this budget talked about the issue of public service delivery protests and how government is going to direct money into ensuring that there is infrastructure provision, because it's not just about spending of money, it's about improving the quality of lives of the people. So we hope that by improving infrastructure, the quality of water, we will see less people suffering from cholera, we will see less people going to hospitals because of diseases and illnesses that can be prevented. So insofar as there was specific mention on how municipalities are going to spend in order to deal with this issue that caused a service delivery protest, we hope that that money is spent, particularly because it's election time now. Yeah. What sometimes becomes a concern is that during elections, government focuses on projects that are meant to grab voter attention and sometimes neglect others. So we hope that there will be a balance this time around and money is spent even during this time of transition.
All right, and that's where we're going to have to leave it. But Mr. Nyembezi, thank you very much for joining us and sharing your thoughts with us today.
Thank you very much. Until next time.
Okay. All right. That was Mr. Nyembezi, who's a civil society convener and generally happy. And I think that that's general commentary that's been coming through is that most people were happy with the budget. Some may have said more could have been done, but certainly what he did, given the scenario that's playing out, most people have been pleased. All right. We're going to get more reaction a little bit later.